when cavalry faced down tanks and won. By January 1949, the Chinese Civil War was not going well for the nationalists. They were in full retreat. The nationalists always had an edge in heavy armaments such as tanks and artillery, both of which the PLA were severely lacking, and when they did have them, it's because they had captured them from the nationalists. However, the PLA exceeded in their small unit firepower and their tactics. The PLA at this point were one of the best trained armies in the world. They had fought countless wars and they had been fighting for decades. They were a brutally motivated and frightful force to face. And surprisingly, some of their best units were their cavalry. Armed with sabres, rifles and submachine guns, they certainly couldn't hope to face down tanks. Or could they? In early January, a nationalist unit equipped with American tanks was defeated and they had to flee. They packed in as many people as they could into the tanks because honestly, the PLA really didn't have the capabilities to take out these tanks. That certainly didn't mean they wouldn't try, and the cavalry started in hot pursuit. For 12 hours, they chased these tanks. They maneuvered around the terrain, hiding so that when the tanks would turn their turrets, there was no cavalryman to be seen. And when the opportunity arose, they would ride up beside the tank, they would jump on top of it. They would take out communications equipment, they would take out the periscope, and they would make sure that the men in the tanks were blind and deaf and scared. Even though they only had small arms, they still used them. For these 12 hours, from positions, they would constantly shoot and harass these tanks, knocking out as many things as they can. Many of the nationalist tanks surrendered, and of the ones that didn't surrender, they simply ran out of fuel. By the end of the day, 6 tanks had been captured, 43 nationalists had been captured, and according to Chinese sources, there were only 9 casualties within the cavalry. That's how you beat a tank with a horse.